Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Miss Sweets, and this is going to be we're just going to be continuing. It's not really spooky, but it kind of fits the Halloween theme, the October theme. We're doing a pick a card, and that's what we're doing. Our pick a cards throughout the month of October as we get closer to Halloween, Samhain, whatever you call it. I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Or you can, instead of using numbers, I have items. The first item I have is a gun. It's not a real gun. It's actually a lighter. I don't think it works anymore. It's super old. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. But if you like this gun, if you feel something from it, if it's the old style kind of rings out to you for any particular reason, then you would be your best bet would be to pick pile number 1. Okay, and pile number 2, if you like this little kitten or kitty cat, it used to have a tassel. It's really old. It belonged to my grandmother, great grandmother, and it's been passed down for a while. If you resonate, or if you like the way this looks, or if you feel like this has something to do with your past life as well, then you can pick pile number 2. And then the last item we have is, what is this? It's a ear gauge. It's jewelry. It's an ear gauge jewelry. It's an earring, and it's the shape of a moon and a star. Let's see if you can get a good close-up look at the designs. If you feel connected to jewelry or making anything, or just the silver color in general, or the star or the moon shape, then most likely this pile number 3 is going to be what resonates with you. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths and then look at all 3 items and kind of choose. You can pause the video if you need to see which item calls out to you the most so that you get a very accurate reading. This is going to be pretty quick because my other reading was like super long. It was like an hour long, but that was combined with all 3. So what I want you to do is, close your eyes for a minute and pick, or either open your eyes, pick either 1, 2, 3, or whatever item you want. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the reading, and keep in mind that all of the all of your descriptions, all of your piles will be listed in the description box. It's been a while since I filmed, so give me grace on that. Okay, all right. Hello and welcome, pile number 1. This is what you choose. This is what you chose. You chose the gun. Let's move everything else out of the way. You chose the gun here, pile 1. All right, and today, like I said, we are looking to see what or who you were in a past life, okay? So I have a few cards. I'm going to go ahead and kind of like start flipping them over. And we have the keyword that says engineer. It says ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for design or resolutions to a common dilemma. Okay. All right. And we have some past life cards actually here. I'm just going to turn them all over here. Scribe, South America, desert, royalty. Ooh. Oh, you have fire. Okay, what else do we have here? We have another oracle card that says mending, number 52. A little Norman card, child, number 13. Okay. Right away, I can tell that you were very smart for your age. I'm seeing children here. Also, we have the number 13. You were probably one of 3 siblings. Okay, and also there's 3 children here. You were very smart for your age. All right, let's keep going. Oh, and look at that. You have a page of swords. So that is a young energy as well. A young energy as well. So let's keep going. You have the 3 of swords. Six of Wands, the Death card. All right. Okay. Let's try to put this all together. Where's my little pointer? Oh, I had to reach for my pointer so I can feel what the cards are trying to say. All right, so yeah, we have the keyword being child. I do feel like you had at least two siblings. You were one of three. But I think that for some reason you were like either the favorite, or like you were recognized more than your siblings were. Um, we have engineer. So maybe you were either smart for your age or either you were smart for the time. Like you were very intelligent for the time. You were very innovative, like pushing the boundaries type of thing, you know? Um, let's see, maybe we get closer in just a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's better. Okay, that's better. So you can see the cards a lot better, okay? Um, yeah, and I do believe because we have the keyword being royalty that I don't know, maybe you had access to like maybe you had access to knowledge because of your bloodline or because of your lineage. For some reason, I feel like if you did not have like a royal blood, then you were chosen by a royal family for some particular reason. All right, whether that been you were an orphan or whatever. But I'm looking at this page of swords next to the three of swords as well. So something significant happened here with you when you were a child in one of your past lives. Okay, the page of swords, you were always very smart, very knowledgeable. You had one of three siblings, and also I'm seeing the three swords here as well. So you did have at least three siblings that you were very close to at one point, or maybe you weren't that close to them. There was something there. We had the keyword being mending. There was something there that like either you never really connected with them as much as you would like to, like maybe you didn't connect with them as much as you would like to, and you've always kind of strived for that. So keep in mind, like if you have siblings now, just keep in mind, or just keep in mind that if you're close to your siblings or if you're not close to your siblings, this may be why. Especially if you like have a lot of like a lot of bad stuff goes on between you and your siblings, a lot of bad blood. And also, if you're just super, super close with your siblings, if you want to dress the same, listen to the same music, not make a move, you tell your siblings everything, that's probably why, because you were disconnected with them in a past life. That's probably what that's about. Okay. And you're trying to kind of mend that relationship here. Um, okay. Now, back to the fact that you were either chosen by a royal family or either, yeah, it feels like you were either chosen by a royal family or either you were born into it. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like growth or in between cards. I'm just seeing you as a child. Page of Swords is representing a child. So I think that when you were a child, you were like maybe possibly um, just chosen by a royal family for some particular reason. It could be the fact that you were an orphan or whatever. But like I said, you are highly skilled here. And the Page of Swords is a person or an energy that is very knowledgeable. They have like an aspiration for learning things, or either you're just a really quick learner, right? So whatever type of skills you had, you were praised for those skills because now we have the Six of Wands. You were praised for those skills. You got public recognition for that. Either it was something that you used to like make or build or sew, or perhaps it was something that you pull these sleeves up. Perhaps it was the ideas that you had or the knowledge that you learned, like you learned it very well. And this, you know, this kind of led to your success here. Some of you could have been from like some of you could have been from South American region here. All right. And when I say royalty, doesn't mean that you always have to be from like European descent. Doesn't have to mean that in the past life, in your past life. This could mean royalty as far as being like a chief's daughter. It say if you were in South Americas, maybe you were like native, some sort of native heritage. So if you were in South America and you were had some sort of native background, then you would be most likely someone that's high ranking, someone who's like the head of the clan or whatever have you. You had some pull behind your name or behind the people who ran the show. You had some sort of pull, okay? Also, I don't know why, but we have the keyword being scribe. So this is where it probably gets a little witchy woo woo. Okay, you had a natural ability to express through writing or automatic writing or to bring answers. Yeah, okay. So this makes, oh wow, this kind of makes sense here. Okay, so you have the ability to give creative energy to a practical expression, talent for designing resolution, or to common dilemmas. So there was something that you invented here or that you were really good at figuring out or building up that made you super popular. You may have even written books on it. You were very smart as a child, but as you grew up and became an adult, this kind of gained you favor, and that's why we have the Six of Wands. Um, yeah. So you had like mad skills. Whatever this is, you were popular for publishing, or you were well known for having your works being published and replicated over and over and over again. Whatever this is, okay? A lot of you may have been in like a desert type of area. I don't know too many deserts, so I would just say like for some reason you were in desolate areas, okay, where it's probably a lot of heat. Um, a lot of you probably have a fear of fire. Oh, that makes me wonder because we have fire, desert, and then we have the Six of Wands and also the Death card. I think for some reason you were in the military as well. Okay. I really think that you were in the military. Well, this doesn't have to be like the US military. This could be any type of military or like type of protection type of for your country, for whatever, like a war or something. Okay, and I think that whoever you were, you had to kind of like come up with plans, or maybe you, because you were a scriber, I guess you wrote a lot. Maybe you came up with like really good tactical information that benefited your um your side of like your people that you represent, like on the battlefield or whatever. Okay, and your technique got used over and over and over again. All right. Also, hmm, I feel like fire is significant to you. Maybe you lost your family in a fire. So take notice of any fear of being burned, especially when, like, for me, this is just an example. When I was a kid, I had the craziest, like, fear of being caught in a burning building like crazy. We used to have this little dog come out to our school. His name was Sparky the dog or something, and he was a firefighter dog, and he was supposed to be fun and uplifting and everything. But that dog scared me. And the firefighters would come out and they would be like, "Okay, if there's smoke, make sure you get down low and put a wet towel over your head and try to stay away from the smoke." And that night, just thinking about it, because I have such a creative mind, my imagination is so wild. I imagined, like, as they were talking and giving the speech, the firefighters in front of the school, I imagined that I would have to, like, get this blanket and wet it and, like, put it over my body and try to run away from the fire or try not to choke to death in the house. And it just scared the shit out of me. It really did. So, for some reason, for some of you especially, take note of that. If you have any type of childhood knowledge where you were like death defyingly afraid of any fires, or if your family would like go over fire, it would give you anxiety just to go over like fire safety rules when you were a kid at the house or whatever, because fire could be contributing to your death at some point, or it could have been anything dealing with a lot of excessive heat, bombs, anything like that. Okay, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much all I see. And especially we have fire over the energy of the death card too. Normally, death card in tarot doesn't actually mean that that's how ending life or whatever. But I feel like you ran some sort of military. Okay, I feel like you had some sort of like high-ranking military type of ranking. And you did that until you died. So, yeah, that's strange. That's strange, but that's pretty cool though. Let's see, is there anything else? No, that's all I see for you. Pile one. Maybe that's the reason why, you know what? I just found some random objects and just put them on the dead deck. I didn't even know what was in these what was on these oracle cards or none of that stuff. And for some reason, that's probably why you felt called to the gun. That makes a lot of sense. That's crazy. All right, so thank you for watching this video, Pile One. Hopefully you will see me tomorrow because I'm going to be posting more videos on the last week of October, back to back, just pick a card videos on like spooky type of weird stuff. Okay, so let's set this over to the side and let's go to pile two. This is pile two. Pile two was the kitten. Hello, pile two. Welcome to your Who Were You in a Past Life reading. If you chose pile number two, this is yours. If you chose the kitten, this is still your reading. So maybe your reading has something to do with a cat or a familiar, or maybe you just like cats, or maybe you just like antique things. Okay, we're going to put this little kitty cat right here, and we're going to turn these cards over and find out who you were in a past life. Let's turn them over this way, actually. Pile two. We have the keyword being alchemist. Transformation of base motives and goals into a golden wisdom. The alchemist. All right, you have the keyword being imagine. All right, imagine. And you have some... Wait, let's do this card next. Okay. And we have a ship. A Lenormand card. It says ship. Okay, now let's do the past life cards. You're an old soul, full of wisdom, not much of a childhood, okay? Full of wisdom, not much of a childhood, old soul here. Animals. You have a close connection as an animal, or maybe you lived as an animal. That's crazy. Maybe that's why you're such an old soul, because not only have you lived as a human, but you've lived as an animal. You've already had your twin flame. Wow, you've already had your twin flame already. You've had a connection with them in this recent past life. You have a connection to Peru. Okay. Definitely, what? You definitely have a connection to ships. Afraid to travel by sea or either death by sea? What? Okay, I don't know. Let's see what else you have. Ocean soul. Lived a life to sea. A strong connection to the ocean. Okay. This is getting crazy. And Ireland. All right. Hey Google, play lo-fi hip hop. I don't want it to be super quiet in here. Okay, and then we have the Five of Pentacles as your tarot card. Let's push this stuff up a little bit. I hope I'm not taking too long and I don't leave your interest. Okay, there we go. That's better. Let's bring this here just to kind of get some space. What's this? This is the Hierophant. What is that? King of Pentacles. Last one is the Star card. We have a lot of water here. Boy, you have a lot of water. I think I accidentally put too many cards in this deck. I'm not sure, but maybe there's just a lot of information here. But it makes sense because if you're an old soul, then you're going to have a lot of information on deck pile too, right? Okay, so obviously, I'm just going to be honest. This looks like you grew up in poverty, but it's okay because I think where you grew up at during the time, that was probably something very common. Okay. And I don't know if Ireland has I don't know if Ireland has like a history of having like their common folk were usually poor or whatever from long ago. I'm just saying, okay, wherever you grew up in or on the land you were at, you probably were common folk at first and you grew up poor or in poverty. Okay. Also, I see, because this was a common thing, like a lot of people there were, poor. So really you weren't necessarily poor, you just didn't have a whole lot of money. Okay, but I feel like you gained a lot of fortune and fame here. And I think you did that by either like traveling through ships or something, because you have a lot of ships. So you did a lot of traveling here. That is crazy. Yeah. Something that you, that's how you gained your money. That's how you gained your fortune. Um, your fortune was set up like over extended times of being on the water. That's how you got your health. Okay. So in a past life, I also feel like you were a spiritual teacher, or at least maybe like you, let's see, yeah, ocean soul. You were a spiritual teacher, okay? In a past life, we have an old soul here. I think you were, I think you were someone who taught things, or either you learned from someone who had knowledge outside, like you had extensive knowledge, like uncommon knowledge. Oh, that's my alarm's going off. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I think that you were a person who had like really uncommon knowledge. Like you learned all these things from someone else, like an old head or an old soul, right? This person kind of taught you what they know. Um, and just kind of looking at this, I feel like a lot of your outside knowledge, or a lot of your like knowledge that wasn't so common, was in herbalism or medicinal um medicine, or either like esoteric knowledge. Maybe you kind of made a living from this at some point in your past life as well, and you probably like sold your medicines or whatever you traveled as like, look at all this messages of ships here. Like what else do we have that's water? Ocean soul. Yeah, like I think that you probably sold or like made money just selling your medicines and trading with like different people, explaining, teaching your medicinal trades, or your herbalistic trades, or however they can like fit. I really don't have the words to explain it, but I feel like you did a lot of trading. Okay, either you were some sort of like a chemist, or either you just knew a lot about how to mix certain herbs to like heal certain ailments. And you being on that ship was very vital, vital to not only trading some of your products, but vital to the people who were on the ship with you as well. Okay. Um, I think that you might have been an animal in a past life. You may have been an animal in a past life, or maybe you were just highly connected with a animal. This is gonna be really weird what I'm about to say, but this is a kind of a far fetch for you, for me too. But I really think that at one point, if you were ever connected to an animal like really, really hard, I would not put it past you. The reason why you were so connected to this animal is because they were like some sort of karmic relationship with you. Okay, and this is not just in romance. This was like your partner chose to incarnate as an animal to learn a specific lesson or whatever. Animals, especially dogs, usually represent a person that's like a friend, someone who's trustworthy. So maybe your partner needed to learn trust. Maybe they needed to learn being reliable, being dependable before you meet them in a more recent lifetime. Okay. So at one point, if you were connected to a dog in a past life or an animal in a past life, because the reason was because that was actually your twin flame. And if you are in love in a romantic relationship that's perfect now, and you're watching this video, then this could be a sign as well. But if you're not, that's okay. Just don't listen to that part. All right. And we have the keyword being Peru. So maybe I said that you were also a place that had a lot of green, lush land. And I'm noticing a lot of bricks and stones. Okay. So some of you also could have been some sort of a builder as well. You could have been really good with your hands. You have the King of Pentacles here. So usually the King of Pentacles is a person who's like very abundant, they're prosperous. Like you are might have been a part of a really big kingdom, or a part of like a hierarchy, or just even if you were common folk, you were a part of a very lush, like lush type of history. Okay. Peru or Ireland. Like I said, you use it however you see fit, whatever fits your genetic background, I guess, if you will. All right. So, yeah, like I said, with the star card, you were very much a healer, and it was very potent to you to be on the ships, not only for other people, but the things that you created, the medicines that you created, or the herbs, or whatever it is that you created, or that you went around the world to teach other people the things that you knew. That's how you made your fortune. But you started off as common folk, and you gained a lot of knowledge. And if you're in the medical field now, that is probably the reason why. If you work with animals now, that is probably the reason why. If you love the water, that is probably a reason why. And let me think. Yeah, I think that you lived many places. I don't think that you ever really settled in one place on the world. I think that you shared your healing gift all around the world, okay? So, yeah, that's all for you, group 2. I know that is kind of a strange reading, but I mean, not everybody is going to be like, "Oh, I was who's something that's really really popular. I was a king in my past life." No, maybe you were just common folk and you made a good impact, okay, worthy of being considered something like a king, but maybe you were just good old common folk and you made an impact on your community. All right, now we're moving on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your Who Were You in a Past Life reading. This is the object you chose. If you chose the number 3, or if you chose this item and you felt connected to the earring, this is going to be a little bit of detail on who you were and your past life. And let's go ahead and start putting some cards down. We have the keyword being storyteller, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. You're a storyteller. That's pretty interesting. Go, no, to the sea. The number 7, to the sea. All right. You have happiness. You had a happy life. All right. All right. Now, time for the past life. America. Okay. Maybe you were traveling to America or from America. We have orphan. Never feels like you belong. You might have been the black sheep. Tibet. Maybe you could have been coming from wait, don't let me say that, because then you'll see how silly I actually am, because I don't know where, I don't know how far Tibet is, but and we have traveler. Yeah, maybe you could have been coming from a country farther east in your past life and you traveled west. And we have coffin, right? And let's just see what's next. Page of Cups. Okay. Two of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of water energy here to me. Again, we have that in pile 2, the Strength card. And High Priestess. Okay, so let's figure out. Yeah, on the deck 2, we had way more past life cards here to choose from. All right. Page of Cups and Strength card. Okay, Page of Cups and Strength card. All right, because you were a storyteller, and I can see why, because you have the Page of Cups, and Page of Cups is very highly creative and imaginative. And you were good at what you did because it says storyteller here. So that's why we have Leo energy here. So like you had the power of persuasion. Either way, you were like really good with your words. There we go, power of persuasion. And that was like your strength. Either you were a poet, a writer, or maybe you were a singer or a musician, or maybe I would have said rapper, but I don't think that rap was out long enough for you to have had it in a past life. So, I mean, rap came out in late 70s. I don't know. I don't so I wouldn't say a rapper, but maybe you used your words a lot. You had a really persuasive, you know, writing, or a really persuasive use of words, okay? And you traveled around the world. I feel like for some reason your story was really popular around the world for some reason. We have the keyword that says out to sea, and we no way. You know something? I just looked at, oh, y'all, this is crazy. Like, don't laugh at me, but I promise you, okay. Remember I said that you either had a really strong story writing capability, and I said that you were from America, or had like American information, And I also said that your story is very popular or it gets around a lot. The reason why your story is popular and we're getting a lot of water energy here, I really think that were you a part of the Titanic? Were you like even if you were not necessarily a storyteller, you are a part of a famous story. You are a part of like American history, or maybe you were traveling to the Americas as in, a person who is leaving behind an orphan, never feels like you belong, right? Maybe you're an orphan, and that is possibly why um, we have being a traveler. Being a traveler, that's probably where you ended up, that was your last travel there. Okay, but yeah, it says to the sea, and we have the little directions here. What is that little thing called? I don't know what it's called, but it kind of spins around in the wind, kind of gone in the wind, like wherever the wind takes you, that's just where you go, right? And you use that time to do a lot of like reflection or assessment. Like you don't necessarily know where you were going, you just went with the flow type of energy. But anyway, back to the Titanic story. We have this the background has boats and it's very rocky, and it kind of makes me think that that may have contributed to your death, and that's the reason why your story is well known, because you were a part of the Titanic. So even if it's not your story, you were a part of something that happened in American history that was very significant. Okay, so that's kind of crazy, but just whatever you do. I feel like you were okay. I feel like a lot of these stories, because back to you being some sort of a poet or something, for some of you, if you were a poet, or a writer or whatever in your past life, I feel like a lot of you were getting these beautiful words, beautiful songs, beautiful music from your dreams. Okay, I feel like they came from your dreams. Um, I think that you were pretty quiet as well. Like you didn't really talk a whole lot. I think you let your art talk for you more. Okay? Um I think that you were generally a very happy person. You're probably still generally a pretty happy person. You had a lot of passion. And I think that that happy, satisfactory type of energy kind of made it easier for you to want to travel, want to explore. Okay, and I think that you saw appreciation in traveling the world and learning about different things, if that was you. So, but yeah, either you were really good at like writing things and music for sure, and I think that you were popular through that. I don't know if I have anything else. Oh, there we go. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so we have the coffin, the traveler, the high priestess, and the to the sea. I believe that your body was not given a proper traditional burial resting place. So I believe that your body was actually kind of lost at sea. I don't think that you were actually buried on land. Okay, that's kind of weird, but yeah. That's the last thing I see. So thank you, number three, for watching my video and taking time out of your day to entertain yourself. If you like to, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow with another pick a card reading that is spooky Halloween themed. Thank you all for watching. Make sure that you leave a comment down below for which deck mostly resonated with you, or that you really thought was really cool. Even if you didn't resonate, did you like the story? All right, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.